naturally.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to You Heard It Here. Pause. Eventually.
Hello, hello.
Yes, that's Vinny. He was drinking a Coke. I
Mhm.
would be jealous, but my time has been served. The bet is over. I can drink soda again if I want. I just haven't yet.
Oh yeah, what was
Also
that?
realizing
What was the bet?
that I couldn't go 6 months cold turkey not drinking soda at all, and I did. There's some gray area because I was drinking sugary drinks like super like the you ever see Fuse iced tea? You have that
Mhm.
brand? They have like a sweet tea. I was drinking that and it wasn't enough, so I got the super sweet, which is basically like just soda but without carbonation. So
I
I
think
was
it's fine.
towing the line. Yeah, the bet was specifically soda, so we agreed to that. The next bet that I've been threatened with is all sugary drinks out the window, which I
I
guess I'll just
think
eat a ton of fucking cookies.
I think like it's definitely doable, but you need like I don't know, like because here's the thing is like there are necessary sugars in life, so it's like does apple juice count? That is it's not like a healthy
Natural
sugar, but it's also
natural sugars and stuff, yeah.
no, but
Like,
like in the juices it's like artificial, right? Unless they say,
yeah,
dang,
it would be artificial. Yeah, it'd have to be like probably like organic or
I
something.
love listen, I love apple juice.
I love apple juice too. Being allergic to apples, the
Well, you
apple
just
juice
cut
is
out.
still kind of fine. Oh, I did.
No, now you don't. What the heck just happened?
Oh, I don't know. Doesn't matter. I love apple juice though. There you go.
That is
TLDR.
that is top fruit juice, I think. Brick orange juice, especially if you
Yeah,
get that with pulp. I'll
yeah.
tolerate no pulp, but I won't tolerate pulp.
I don't mind no pulp, and especially when you have like mimosas and stuff because they have
Yeah,
to use pulpless for
yeah.
that. Honestly, orange juice mixed with the champagne is it's actually it's way better than just straight
Yeah.
orange juice. I don't like orange juice that much. I don't like oranges as fruits
Me
very
neither.
much. But being allergic to apples, I can't eat regular apples. Apple juice, I'm fine with. So I
Wow.
usually do. I usually do like that. There are I drink like this diet Lipton peach iced tea, which
Oh,
I think would still
I'll fuck
fly.
up a peach drink. I love
But
peach drinks.
yeah, I mean even though this one's diet, it's totally fine. It tastes sweet. I'm not sure if it would be part of this bet or not. I think I
Like,
could do it. I would just be drinking so much seltzer. I'd be
hmm
peeing so often.
yeah. I'm not a seltzer guy. It's just weird to me because it's like if I want water, I'll just drink water. I don't want like this spicy water.
It's not spicy. It's just carbonated water. It's like I mean it's like Coke, but tastes like
Flavorless.
a it. Well, no, you can get a
Well,
flavorless
see, my
water. I
friend,
mean
listen,
flavors. You can get
he has this
flavorless.
machine where you put water in
The
and then you
Soda
put this
Stream.
cartridge. Yeah, it
The
doesn't
Soda
taste like
Stream.
soda.
Well, that's because they use different that
Brands.
well they use different yeah they use
Like
different formulas, and I don't think you can get like a regular Coke one.
they need to manufacture that.
They have a few. They have them ranked online where you can say like this one is the closest you can get to this soda.
Oh,
Most people use that just for seltzer anyway. Though you just get the fruit packets, and they're probably better than the they're more flavorful than the brands that you can get in the supermarket of seltzer.
hmm
When you don't have when soda's off the table, seltzer is a fine replacement. But yes, if I was given the choice, if someone said, "Here's a Coke, here's a seltzer, which one are you drinking?" If there was no restrictions on my life, it would be Coke.
wait. So
So
what was the punishment if you failed it? Like it doesn't.
well, it's just a bet. So the
Oh,
bet would
okay.
have been we were going back and forth at first. I thought it was gonna be really difficult. So I was like, I want a new gaming PC. And if she won, I would probably pay for like a trip somewhere.
hmm
But I'm thinking that for the no sugar whatsoever, that would 100% be the bet. It would be something big. But for
hmm
this one, we went with if I broke, I would cook all of our meals for 2 weeks straight.
Wow.
So we wouldn't eat out and we wouldn't order in or anything like that. And I would cook all of it for 2 weeks. And if I won, which I did, of course, uh, she pays for massages
All
for
right.
us. So gonna get a decent massage because massages are fucking expensive
I've never
sometimes.
had a massage. I think I would just tense up.
Yeah, you
The touch
probably
of a
would, but
human.
massages are great, especially especially like I have a lot. Like my body is just covered in knots, like
hmm
muscle knots. That just I'm just always tense. My posture is terrible. I'm just bad in general. My body is no bueno.
hmm
So, and massages are awesome, but you feel like you got the shit kicked out of you like if you haven't had a massage in a while, your body is bruised and it feels like someone actually like absolutely destroyed you,
Wow.
just pummeled you over and over again in the back. So but it sounds bad, but it's fantastic. You
All
do
right.
feel better afterward. If
I
you
believe
have
it.
had if you're as bad as me, normally they tell you every masseuse will say to me, you need probably 3 to 5 massages before you'll feel good. You like
Dang.
you need to go consistently so that we can actually work out this tension and tightness and stuff.
That's
But
crazy.
yes, I all because you drank a Coke first like 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but yes, I can drink soda, and I have not yet actually. It's March 26th. On March 21st, I could have started drinking soda again, but I didn't. I don't have soda here, and when I've gone out, I've just stuck to the regular sweet drinks like the sweet tea.
Mm-hmm.
So I will definitely the effect worked. I'll definitely drink less soda in my life now, I think, and I probably won't. I don't think you'll ever see me drinking just a straight 2 liter again.
That always disturbed me. It's too much. Like
Yeah.
I'll drink 1 or 2 of these a day, max. I'll never go over 2 of the little ones. Like usually I'll have like 1 for lunch, 1 for dinner. Just
I
seeing
mean,
you
2 of those
pick
is probably like 1 liter.
just seeing you pick up that huge thing on stream, it was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely too much, but I liked it. I had almost no regret. I didn't lose any weight stopping drinking soda, just FYI. I did see one thing, and then I'll move on from this topic, but I saw this thing because people at work would argue with me about it. They'd be drinking diet soda, and I was like, I would rather give up on soda entirely than drink that
Oh yeah.
diet shit that you're
Mhm.
drinking. And so they would fight me on it. And I saw this like post on Instagram, and it was uh I quit drinking soda 2 months ago. And here are my findings so far. My health is unchanged. I'm less happy. I can't drink it. I'm not drinking soda anymore. Like those are the changes. Like
Mhm.
so.
I think like yeah,
so
diet is objectively worse. Like it's worse for you and it's worse tasting. I think the
it's
only
just
one that is
less
like
weight gain or something.
yeah, the
Less
only one
calories.
that's
It's less calories.
acceptable is like Pepsi Max or Coke Zero. That one's fine.
Coke Zero, yeah. I've seen even people who are very health conscious say Coke Zero is probably the best. Like
Yeah.
that style of soda is probably the
Yeah.
best health wise for you. I get that. Coke Zero I think tastes better than diet. So
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know why people ever go with diet. I think and Coke Zero is 0 calories. Diet soda is still some calories.
Mhm.
But I mean
But then it has
but the taste
aspartame.
is so disgusting. I think the worst thing I've ever drank in my life is Diet Pepsi.
Oh yeah.
I did a taste challenge at work one time out of metal cups, and I still fucking aced this challenge, by the way. And it was blind. I couldn't see what they poured in, and it was all dark soda. So it was Coke, Pepsi, Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi, and Coke Zero. And I drank all of them. I got Coke and Pepsi immediately, and I was so disgusted by Diet Pepsi, which I'd never had before. I was like, this has got to be the Diet Pepsi.
Mhm.
So the 2 that I actually struggled with, mostly because I'd also drank like 4 to 5 cans of Coke that day, so my taste buds were a little singed for
Mhm.
taste. But it was also mixed with the metallic taste, so it was hard. It was really hard. It was Coke Zero and Diet Coke. I was struggling to try and figure out which one those 2 were, and I did get it right. And I just went with which one tasted slightly worse was Diet Coke.
Mhm.
And they said, yeah, I was right. And they were very blown away by it. And to this day, they've been talking about it on my team, and they've been waiting for my Coke hiatus to be over so they can do it again with all the new team members that we have at this new
Oh,
office. So
that's
we'll see
funny.
if I do it this week.
Mhm.
Probably won't though. We'll see. But anyway, let's move on. So that was not a topic on the agenda, just
It was not.
FYI.
We just went off on a tangent.
But
Sometimes
you're
it's needed.
welcome.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole reason we even started the podcast is because
Yeah.
we just talk tangents all the time.
Exactly.
Um, so let's start with the big titty. I have 2. One is just small. I just want to throw it out there because I had a lot of fun, which was I'd like Dungeons and Dragons. I've played it very little, but I also watch Critical Role. The group that I finally got to be consistent with, which we haven't played in like over a year, we finally decided they usually rotate DMs, Dungeon Masters. And so I said I would set one up, but I wanted to do my own homebrew, which means doing your own thing. Just to get my feet wet, I'm doing a pre-made sort of adventure where it gets your feet wet on everything, gives you all the encounters and stuff like that. but I do plan on eventually doing a homebrew that's kind of set in like Jack and Daxter's world. So I'm gonna use Haven City and all the other stuff, and I'm gonna use the sewers. I can't just make like I can't make them. I can't use the technology and stuff. I would have to look up a way more stuff to make it more
Mm.
sci-fi esque. So it's still going with standard D&D, but I do plan on doing like a Haven City, Crass City, Zoomers. It will exist, powered by magic and stuff like that. Um, I did my first session and I was awesome. I love. I was hesitant to be a DM because it almost sounds like you won't have as much fun because you're
Mm-hmm.
controlling the monsters. You're not really controlling the adventure, but it's so fun to sit back and just know what's happening and what the adventurers can do
Mm-hmm.
to solve something that you set up for them, or some mistake, the pitfall they might fall into, and just watch it unfold. It's very entertaining.
Listen, I'm waiting,
So
and I'm ready for the streamer D&D campaign. You said you
I would
wanted to
not
do
mind
that.
that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind that. I think
we
we
need
would
more
need to
friends.
get more friends. Yeah, I think I have some. I could probably get like Fisher, for example, interested. Probably get that. He would be so hard to nail down a time that would
Mm-hmm.
work for him for like a 4 hour session. But I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind us all streaming it
Yeah, that'd be
at the
fun.
same time. You know, that would be. I think that would be very fun. And you could have everyone's chat telling them, "Hey, don't do this. Do this."
Mm-hmm.
I would have like it would be rules. You wouldn't be able to watch mine if I'm talking about stuff, and you wouldn't be able to give any hints to
Yeah,
any of the players if I was DMing it. I mean, but I'm all for that.
that'd be
So
really
fine. If
fun.
other people love D&D out there and have tips or just stories about Dungeons and Dragons that they want to share, I would love to discuss this more.
Yeah, I've
Anytime.
heard the movie was good.
It's not even out yet.
It's like
It comes
people
out on Friday.
see.
I
I
can't.
think people seen it, like reviewers and
Yeah,
stuff.
the premiere,
Yeah.
like for John Wick, I saw the Impractical Jokers were at the premiere because it's like probably HBO or Warner Brothers somehow involved, so they get all the premiere tickets
Mm-hmm.
because they have obviously good working relationship being employed by them.
Yeah.
They loved it, and I saw like their stories on it, and they are essentially movie buffs. So if they say it was a really fun time, maybe it's marketing hashtag ad or something, but uh, they generally don't steer their fans wrong blatantly because then you'd get a lot of flack, like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, stop selling out, you son of a bitch, and
Yeah.
stuff. Um, so, but my mom actually texted me out of the blue. I mean, she does that all the time, but she texted me out of the blue about this one and said we have to see the D&D movie together. And I was like, really? And I know it's because she loves Chris Pine. Like she thinks he's a sexy actor.
Mm-hmm.
But my dad must have also been game and wanted to watch it for her to text me and say we got to find time to watch it.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for that. I'm really excited for that. I think one, they seem like they're staying pretty true to just D&D like rules and lore, and you have like the Owlkin in there. He's a bard, which is funny. So I'm looking forward to that a lot.
The extent of my
They should,
knowledge for D&D is Advanced Dungeons and Dragons from Community.
yeah.
That's
Well,
all I
yeah,
know.
the two. Didn't they did 2 episodes of
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons,
Yeah.
right? Or just one, two?
And one of
Yeah,
them's the banned one
yeah.
that I
I could.
bought on YouTube just so whenever I rewatch Community, I can always go back and see that episode.
The one episode they pulled, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for cosplay. I'm not gonna. We
We
won't
don't need to get
get
into
into
that,
that.
but I don't think it was a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, it's a makeup was used
Yeah.
to make someone darker, right? Like it wasn't used with the intent that that stuff has a negative connotation
Yeah.
for. So it should have been fine. I don't know why everyone was overreacting. I think. But so D&D, awesome. Anyone who loves playing it, talk to us about it, especially if it gets this guy. I think he's on this in the YouTube video. This
Yeah.
guy more interested.
I'm
Uh,
down.
he is already interested, but anyone who wants to do like a solid group, I'll start brainstorming who we can get. It doesn't need to be a huge group. I think the minimum players is 4,
Mm-hmm.
so it would be
And we
one
don't even need
DM
like
and 4
streamers. I
players.
feel like each of us have like people who come to the stream who probably like don't stream themselves, but may be down for it. Like that could be fun.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. It doesn't need to be 5 to plus people streaming it or anything.
Yeah.
I would use the exact same homebrew, so it would work out for me. If I was being the DM, it would work out
Mm-hmm.
for me. I'd use the same homebrew.
Yeah.
So if you're a Jack and Daxter fan, it'll be better. But I'm planning on mixing in other things because Jack and Daxter's world really is not exactly that big unless you go back in time to
Yeah.
the OG, and
You
then
could do like a
but then
One
they don't
Piece
even.
world. I'm sure that exists.
Oh yeah, I'm sure a ton of them probably exist.
Yeah.
I mean, that one would be a lot of ship mechanics because it's island to island and stuff. I'd have to look that up, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind doing that.
Yeah.
Um, so yes, D&D is awesome. I like the DMing a lot more than I thought I would. And I had moments where like the people were arguing nonstop, so I was just like, hey, the world. There's no pause button, so the world continued. So now these two things that you knocked out woke up. So what are you gonna fucking do about it? You know. But you say it in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is because I was struggling for a big titty this week because I didn't see a ton of news that would be just real impactful. But I was scrolling around online while I was out running errands, and I came across this, which is so awesome. When I was a kid, I was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan like crazy. There is apparently a graphic novel or a comic series, I forget exactly which, called The Last Ronin. And it's about one turtle after the other three have been killed,
The
and
hell?
this turtle picks up the other three's weapons and goes on like a crusade, basically. You find out at the end of the first issue or novel or whatever which turtle survived, and they didn't spoil it. And I don't want spoilers. I know you're looking it up right now. I can see you looking things up.
Okay, I won't look it up.
Don't spoil for me which turtle it is because I'm probably not going to look it up, and I'm just going to enjoy this game. It's
Mm-hmm.
years away, so I
Yeah.
might cave. But this game is supposed to be described basically the runner of like the TMNT universe now said they're looking for ways to get young adult and adult games and material out there now. TMNT kind of is going through a little bit of a renaissance or reawakening with they had Shredder's Revenge or whatever it's called, the side
Mm-hmm.
scroller. They've been stuck in side scrolls for a long time. I remember playing on either NES or Super NES, an awesome side scroller game, but you could play multiplayer. Um, and they obviously had the classic arcade game that
Mm-hmm.
anyone who went to a roller rink in elementary school would play, where you could play four players, all the turtles. Um, but this game is supposed to be described. They said that what they're going for is a game, an RPG like game, in the vein of the new God of Wars,
Which is
which
just awesome.
obviously, yeah, any game that's in the vein of the new God of Wars is going to have a good core system. You would hope,
Yeah.
and especially because it sounds like this turtle would switch between the four weapons. So you'd
Mm-hmm.
have different talent trees for each weapon. So one of the most fun things of playing a TMNT game is you don't play the same turtle every time. You get to experiment with their different weapons and different moves. So this one turtle would just become some super badass four weapon wielding guy. And I imagine special moves would involve combining weapons,
Yeah.
which is something that God of War didn't do, which I would have liked to see. Actually, thinking about it right now,
Mm-hmm.
I wish there was a move where you like threw the spear and then you like detonated them with like the axe
Yeah.
or
That'd be really
something, and it
cool.
caused like a frost explosion on top of the spear explosion kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the next whatever fucking mythology they go to, they'll include those. They'll incorporate those. I would imagine also there would be some kind of aspect of a ninja, like a rage mode, but like a ninja
Mm-hmm.
mode where your senses are heightened. Maybe time moves slow. You do like a slow down effect, and you get combo moves in. But just the concept of this story is awesome, and I really wish I never fell off on the turtles as much as I did because I was always very into them. But then they had so many weird and like not cool animated shows.
Yeah.
But in that article, they talked about there's a new animated movie coming to theaters soon too. So that, like the turtles in general, I'm excited for. But this specific series and game, the fact that this is being turned into a game, uh, sounds amazing. So I wanted to throw that in as my big titty, also called The Last Ronin. But obviously, that I'm sure tons of that shit exists.
Yeah.
So if you Google it, you got to add TMNT to it.
Yeah. No, it looks awesome based on what I'm seeing. Um.
It is
If
very well received from what I saw in that article.
yeah.
It was one of their uh, the highest rated stories that they'd produced.
Yeah. It says game still reportedly several years from release with its developer currently being kept a secret, which
Yeah,
is cool. So like at least like there is a developer in mind.
yeah. I think
Like
there's a developer chosen. They just haven't announced
yeah.
who it
Like
is. Yeah.
hopefully it's already being worked on. But very cool. I will definitely be playing that. Then again, I was excited for like Gotham Knights and stuff, and then that was bad. So
Yeah, I
it
mean,
might,
obviously, early
yeah,
stages. We
early
can't say
stages it
you
looks
can't.
very cool, but we will see for the future. Um, but yeah, great big titty. Mine is I am moving officially. On Thursday, we're recording this on the 26th. Um, on the 23rd, I filled out an application, and on the 25th, I got approved. I haven't signed the
Oh
lease yet.
wow,
Yeah, very quick.
2 days.
Listen, my credit is
I was
amazing.
well for this place. I applied and 20 minutes later was approved.
All right, never mind.
So,
I thought that was a good thing, and then it was a bad thing.
well, it's probably because it's your first solo one.
Well, I'm now a solo, but
Well, it's your first
not
one
with.
where your name's on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
lease.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
if you
okay.
haven't had one that
My
you.
name's on this lease. Technically, we cheated the system a little bit. My name is on this lease, though.
Oh, really? Oh, then I'm surprised it took so long. Maybe for Ben?
Yeah,
I don't
because
know.
that's his first. Well, no, he actually had one in Indiana. I don't know, but like, the thing is, like, I don't pay rent here. Basically, my name is on this lease so that we could get more money, like for the loan, like for the
Mm-hmm.
mortgage.
Yeah,
So
like a cosigner kind of
yeah,
thing.
that's what I
Yeah,
was,
yeah.
a cosigner. I wasn't like officially on it, and I'm probably gonna get off when I go to this new place.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, very cool. Um, I just went to the store today, got some stuff for that place, like a cutting board. You always need a cutting board. Always gotta chef it up every once in a while. Hello Fresh, if they want to sponsor us one day, I'd love that. Um,
Do a whole
I
HelloFresh podcast. We both cook the same
That'd be
meal or something.
amazing. Um, I may need to get rid of my entire bedroom set, which is unfortunate, but because I've had this bedroom set for probably 20 years now, and it still is
Which is
fine.
the life. That's the lifespan of a mattress. That's the
Well,
maximum
yeah, no,
lifespan of a mattress. Most people will tell you.
this mattress is 20 years old, and it definitely needs to go. Um, so I
Well,
need to
tell us
get
about
a.
the place.
What about it?
Also,
Oh, okay, so it's a two
give
bedroom, two
rundown.
bath.
You know how? Yeah.
Uh
Okay.
huh. I will be in the master bedroom. You know, it's because it's how I do. I'm a master. I gotta get the master bedroom. Got my own bathroom. Um, the only thing that concerns me is the sizes of the rooms, which is why I may need to get rid of my stuff. And get potentially like, because the problem is like, let's see if I can show it. This this dresser right here is just so long.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it? Right there. It's just so long. So I think I just need to get a smaller one and a higher one. And then like
Yeah.
I'm
You
probably
need to
just gonna like
maximize.
mount the TV instead of putting it on there.
What you need to consider is the height won't matter. It's floor space area that
Yeah,
it takes up. Like
yeah,
just on a 2D plane on the floor,
yeah.
basically. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, the living dining room area is like pretty big actually. We have like there's like no doors at all. It's just like you walk in and you're in the dining room, and then there's a little island for the kitchen where like the
Mm-hmm.
sink is and the dishwasher is, and then around the island there's where like the stove is, and all that, the refrigerator and stuff. But yeah, very exciting. I'm moving in 2 months, which is very quick. I feel like I wasn't like I was planning on moving by then, but now that it's like set in stone, it's like we have 2 months. I gotta get a new mattress, a new bedroom set. I need to spend all this money. Very nerve wracking. Well, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
Well, you have time. I wouldn't go crazy buying tons of stuff yet. Otherwise, your current living situation will be just tons of boxes
Well, I have
everywhere.
everything in the garage right now. Like everything that I bought today at Sam's Club, I just threw it in the garage.
Yeah, at least you have that.
Hmm.
I don't have that option really,
Yeah.
or I never did when I was moving around.
Um, but yeah, like
And you definitely want to get a mattress just delivered to the new place. You don't want to get a mattress, have it at your place, and then have to move that. It takes up a lot of room
see,
in a moving truck.
it does, but if I get a new mattress, I'm gonna get like one of the ones that like comes in just roll. Like, I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean you can get that first, but it's also gonna be heavy. It's mattress heavy,
yeah, but like the
so it's
thing
gonna be
is
tough.
like if I move in, so our move in date's like May 22nd or something. So it's like if I want to, am I not gonna sleep there May 22nd, or do I just schedule the delivery
That's why I
for?
was asking you about the couch. If you're gonna get one that's rolled up, it requires 24 hours to open up. So if you're gonna open it up at your place and sleep on your bed here, but you need it flat, so you would need it
It
on
takes
your current bedroom
24
set
hours
anyway.
to open up.
To fully inflate and it might smell a little bit. Tempur-Pedic stuff smells a little bit. They say you should let it air out.
Well, I don't know if
It
I'm
might
getting a
smell for the first
Tempur-Pedic.
72.
Listen, if Casper Mattress
If it
Helix
gets
Mattress
rolled up,
wants to sponsor us, that'd be cool too.
If it's
I,
rolled up, I don't think there is another type you can get. You can't
oh,
get a spring mattress that's rolled up. It'll be
oh,
Tempur-Pedic or
those are the only two options. Then yeah, it's probably Tempur-Pedic.
well, there's also like Orange Theory or whatever, the purple
Mm-hmm.
stuff, which is the weird square things. My friend who worked in Amazon's large large furniture department for a while said that the number one
You cut out
returned
again,
item. Okay,
and
well,
now you're fine. I don't get it.
okay. Well, my friend who worked in Amazon's large furniture department for a while said that the number one returned item while she was working there was the purple mattress.
Really, those look
Like, have you
so
ever seen
cool
that?
though. Yeah,
Yeah, but I guess people don't like it. Maybe they're not as comfortable. Maybe they work as designed where you don't really feel the vibrations, but maybe they're not comfortable. They never
mm-hmm.
looked comfortable to me.
Yeah,
Tempur-Pedic is just straight up fucking comfortable.
yeah. This is a spring one. I'm pretty sure.
Probably. I mean, when you
I
go in, you can probably hear the springs. You
yeah,
hear,
yeah.
yeah, it's spring.
I I was sat on this bed 20 years ago and told my parents we're getting a divorce. That's the
That's right.
trauma associated with this bed.
I mean, that's memories right there. You can't
Mm-hmm.
replace those.
Mm-mm.
That mattress has to follow you and just stand against the wall. A constant reminder.
I I was so young when I first got like I went from a race car bed to this bed. There was no like twin bed, no like little higher bed, big boy bed. That's it. So I was so small I had to be lifted up when I first got this bed because I couldn't get onto it. I don't know. My sister had a twin bed while I had this one. She's 4 years older than me.
I'm sure she was happy about that.
Mm-hmm. Um, but yeah, the place is awesome. We have a pool view from our apartment, which is pretty lit. Um, there's like tennis courts. There's a 24-hour fitness center. There's volleyball courts. There's communal grill, pool. Very exciting. I think the only thing that is like it's a negative, but it might not be too affecting. Is we are the backyard of a high school. Like football games might be a little loud those days.
Mm.
Um, but like besides that, I don't
I
think
mean,
it's
how many games do they have
yeah, exactly.
in a season? And half of them are away games.
Yeah.
So, but
Um,
sporting events in general, yeah, it could be loud. I'm sure they have baseball and other sports as well.
yeah, they did say like if you have guests during the daytime, you need to call us because we will tow because the high schoolers love to park here. So,
Oh, that's interesting. They
yeah.
don't have designated visitor spots then?
I don't think so, but they said only during the school time do you have to call hours. If it's a weekend or if it's past like 3 or whenever they get out, probably don't need to call.
I assume it's not a high school kid anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hey, maybe there'll be some hot teachers for you.
Please.
You just got to make sure you find the ones that aren't attracted to the students, and then you're
Yeah,
good.
that's a no go for me. Um, but yeah, so potentially, I think like you're going on vacation like some week of May. I'm gonna be moving a week of May. So
Yeah.
around there, might
I
get a
think it's
little.
around your time. I'm going to California April 22nd,
Mm-hmm,
and then in May, I think if you're moving as the 22nd it would probably work perfectly because I think I'll be away while you'd be getting ready and packing, and then you coming
mm,
back around when you move in.
yeah,
And obviously we'd take like you would get set up and everything
yeah.
first. Did you
So
figure out which ISP it is?
it is Comcast or AT&T. Like you can choose.
AT&T. Which one's AT&T?
I don't know. I
They have
just
another name for their ISP, or it's just AT&T?
let me see.
Because we don't have that in Jersey.
Um, it just says AT&T, formerly Southern Western Bell Corporation.
Mm-hmm.
That you never seen this logo? It's like look up AT&T. You never
No,
seen?
I know AT&T the company.
Uh
I
huh.
know AT&T the company.
Uh huh.
AT&T is not an ISP here. We have
Oh.
Verizon,
Mm-hmm.
Fios, we have Optimum, and we have Comcast Xfinity. And then I think if you get close to the city, you have Spectrum, which is apparently the worst of all four.
Yeah, no, just the AT&T Internet is an AT&T brand of broadband internet service. I'll probably honestly just get Comcast if I'm being for real for real. I think that
Yeah,
if I'm
you're an
Etherneted
existing
in,
customer.
yeah, if I'm Etherneted in, I shouldn't have the problems that I currently have here. Hopefully.
I don't think you sign well, maybe you do for you. But I don't think that there are contracts anymore. In Jersey, what they do is they don't have contracts anymore. What they do is they say that they lock you in for a rate for 2 years, which means that you could leave, but you're not going to get that rate if you come back or whatever. They give you like a new customer rate.
Yeah.
But to be honest, if you're willing to come back, they would give you the new fucking rate. So those are the things when you're setting up, when you're calling, because you can set this up now. Now that you have your move-in date, you can call an ISP now and say, hey, what are the things you should call both and
Mm-hmm.
ask them what their offers are right now
Yeah.
to see which one's going to give you the best offer. And you should maybe
But I feel
if
like a lot of
AT&T is
them,
giving
like
you a
they'll
better offer.
sometimes what they'll say is like, "Oh, I'll give you an offer now, but like you need to take it like because like if you call back and get someone else, the same offer might not be applicable."
That's total bullshit.
That is.
Yeah, it's the offers are going to be the things that they have in their commercials,
Oh.
but they might have other like different ones that they wouldn't necessarily advertise or whatever. They might have like a new customer discount, but if it's a new customer discount, it would be for you if you call back and sign up. The person you have on the phone is going to be a salesperson, so they're trying to make the sale.
Wow.
You don't need to believe any of their bullshit.
Oh. I think what I'm just gonna say to because I think I'm gonna call Comcast. I'll have my roommate call AT&T because on Comcast I can finagle it a little bit. I can be like, listen, we've been a customer for like 20 years, man. I'm moving. I'd love to keep you guys, but can we
Well,
work something out?
you can't tell them to move your current one though, because then your mom won't
No,
understand.
yeah. I'm gonna
You
tell
gotta
her
tell them
I'm
that you're
moving.
moving out, but you want to
Also,
remain a customer,
and
like a new account.
my mom wants me to see if I can get her a deal when I move, lower the price because she doesn't need as fast internet as I need. Because I raised the internet because I pay for Comcast here. That's like our one deal that I pay for. And so she's like, can you lower the internet speed but get me a lower price? But I think the lady on the phone gave me a deal for like a year or something. So I don't know if I can back
Yeah.
out of that deal and then get a new one or something. I don't know.
It's just a locked in rate for that speed. You might, if you go down, I mean, the way that that works is it means that if you downgrade, you might actually end up paying more. So
Yeah.
they'll just tell you straight up, if you downgrade, you'll pay 70 a month. But if you stay at your current rate, you're paying 50 a month for faster
It's
internet. You should
crazy
just leave
how
that.
much like cable and all that is because or I think either the second highest speed or the highest speed at Comcast plus cable. I think that's all we have. It's $228 a month.
Yeah.
Which I'm not gonna need cable at the new place. So
Yeah. I remember Verizon Fios had just bananas deals. I got the triple play, which is you needed to get their phone line also, which I never connected a phone to. And I think I got it for like 120 a month, and then
yeah.
I added HBO to it. So I got cable like a nice cable package plus their gig lateral or whatever the fucking symmetrical upload download for
Mm-hmm.
1 gig plus the phone line that no one fucking uses. They probably would give you money to install a phone line at this point. For about 120, but then that deal expired and they never contact you, and then I was paying like 275 a month.
Oh.
And I never called back to change it because I was too lazy. And to this day, my girlfriend is like, "What the fuck is wrong with you, you moron?"
Wait, you're
So
paying
that's
that
also
now? Or no, because now you have
no, no,
Optimum.
no, no, no. I moved, but
Yeah.
until I moved and shut down the service, I was paying that much.
Yeah, that
Like
is
there was
crazy.
no reason to. I barely used cable. I could have just downgraded right to just straight internet, which I think for Verizon Fios, like the gig speed is like 70 a month.
Yeah, that's crazy. Um, but yeah, so that should be cool. The one thing I do want is I don't know if it's feasible. I need to like just I need to make like a scaled down layout basically, but I'm too dumb to do the math. But I want an
Even if you
L
picture in your
desk.
head, even if you picture in your head, you don't know what you're gonna need to get there and set it up and feel it. You need to feel how much room you're gonna want between your
Yeah.
bed and your dresser and where you want the TV exactly. Like you're gonna need to be there. You can make a model of a room. I've tried it and I end up just making something totally different anyway.
Yeah.
Depending on where the window is, what kind of blinds you have, if like there's like a weird corner that you think you'll block a closet and you didn't realize it.
Mhm. Cuz like I really want an L desk to do like here and then on the L I just turn during the workday, work here.
Yeah, that's what I use my tray table for over here.
Work?
Yeah,
You
a
hunch
laptop on
over?
there on a tray table. Yeah, basically.
Oh my
My posture's
god.
already bad.
That's like
Posture's
terrible
bad.
though. Like what I'll do
I
is
know.
I'll push my keyboard back right now and I just use this space and put my laptop there.
I was doing that in my old apartment,
Oh.
and I was using a second monitor. Now I don't even use the second monitor. I just have my laptop. So half the day I'm at the tray table, and half the day I'm like on my bed
Yeah,
typing. It's on my lap.
that's true.
So
Um
the
but yeah,
turn thing is convenient though. It's a game changer. You just turn to the left, and bam, I'm watching YouTube for like my hour lunch break or whatever. You
exactly.
know. doing stream stuff for my break, something like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah. So because right now, no one's ever seen my desk on stream, and I should take a picture before I move. But right now, my desk, and I've had this desk. It's not even a desk, is the thing. It's two like cabinets with a piece of wood on top of them. Nothing's blocked or nothing's nailed in. Nothing is there's nothing. It's literally just a block of wood. I can literally lift my monitors from this block of wood right here. And I just need a desk. That's it.
Yeah, I would say that's more important than buying a new dresser.
Well, I think I need
Probably.
I need a new everything if I'm being real. I think mattress is like the most important. And
I
then
would say, well,
desk
yeah,
and then dresser.
bedrooms, probably bedroom set, unless you're planning on taking this one apart and using it as your
Well, the
bedroom
thing
set.
is I don't need like a. I mean, like if it comes in a deal, I would want like a headboard, not like crazy on a headboard. If I get a headboard, cool. But if I just have like plays on, I'm fine with that. So all I
Yeah,
would really need is like a dresser and a nightstand.
yeah. And I don't think you won't need, well,
But see, the
depends on
main
your
problem
set.
is like I don't know if I can turn it all the way. So I have this dresser, and then I have this tall one, big boy
Yeah,
one. When if I get a new one, it would probably just be dresser and not two things.
yeah. You need to scale back. I would probably say you're gonna want one dresser for your clothes that you're not gonna hang up,
Mm-hmm.
stuff in your closet. Um, a nightstand. You want something like directly next to your bed, probably. So
Yeah,
hopefully it comes. And those are not expensive at
yeah,
all, and they're small. They have like one drawer, whatever. And then you want the L desk, and it might
yeah.
come in a whole set. A bedroom set could include a desk. I don't know if it'll include an L desk because
That's the
that's
thing.
more of like an office
Mm-hmm.
thing, but you can probably find the sets like that so that they all
Yeah.
match. Um, the dresser is going to probably be the hardest thing to find one that works for you because you really need to figure out if you're going to bring all your clothes or if you're going to leave some here, like for
Mm-hmm.
your mom to store, or donate some. I
Yeah.
usually once I'm done with shirts, once I reach the next stage of fatness, I donate all my shirts that don't fit anymore. I aspire to no dreams that I will shrink back down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting bigger, people. Okay.
You're like
Um,
Cam, or you're the opposite of Cam in Modern Family, where he just
yeah,
always.
Cam fluctuates.
Mm-hmm.
We literally watched the first episode of season 7, and every single person I was like, my God, they look like they got fat on the break. And my girlfriend was agreeing. First off, I was like, the first scene with Gloria, I was like, oh my God, is she pregnant here? It's like the first time you see Joe, the main Joe
Mm-hmm.
actor, the little kid. She looked like she was pregnant, and then it kind of goes away in episode 2. So it feels like in episode 1 for season 7, maybe there was like some sort of they filmed it early and then they did
Mm-hmm.
other stuff. But even Mitchell, he's sitting on the couch with like a client, and it looks like he's got a belly like me. And
Mm-hmm.
but in every other shot, he doesn't look like it. So it could have just been the shirt. Cam is obviously the same size.
Yeah.
And Andy comes back in a fat suit.
Oh yeah.
So that one's fake.
Mm-hmm.
That one's fake, but
Yeah.
he also gets fatter. But we were just watching that, yeah. But I am essentially the opposite. Cam starts big and kind of shrinks down over time.
And then he gets
Sam,
rid of his fat clothes.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then yeah, and Mitchell's
Bounces
like,
back.
you do this every time.
Mm-hmm.
We got to buy new jeans all the time. I would say I'm the reverse John Goodman. You
Mm-hmm.
know, he lost a ton of weight.
Roseanne. That's the only thing
Yeah.
I know him from.
Oh, really? He
Yeah.
was in Big Lebowski. He was
Never
in a ton of
saw it.
stuff. Son of a
I
bitch.
know.
He
Listen, we
was
need to
in
make a
he was in a
Patreon
lot.
where we just watch stuff. That's what we need. Listen,
We need to find it. We need to go through scan through Prime and just do a lot of watch parties.
that's true.
Me and you. We take turns who hosts the stream of the watch party.
Mm-hmm. Watch parties would be
Yeah.
fun.
John Goodman has been in so much stuff.
Isn't
funny
he
to
in
you.
like one of the Cloverfield movies or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in the one where they're in the bunker.
Never seen it, but I know about it. And
It's
that's
the
enough.
second Cloverfield movie. I know that. It's
Oh.
basically the second one.
Um. Yeah, but so that's it for my big titty. Very long one, but I'm moving.
There'll
That's
probably
it.
be more updates as they come.
Yeah,
I've been
like oh
helping
my
him
god,
with the
I
concept of renter's insurance, how it's not each person getting their own policy.
I thought it was.
Yeah, you just insure
Listen,
the location.
I'm just gonna be like, listen,
You,
my stuff is like $10,000.
you will be putting, or whichever one of you gets it, will be putting the other person's name on it as
Wait, so what
someone
happens if
else
you
who is
lie?
insured. About what?
What if you're like, I got $20,000 of stuff in here?
Well, whatever you put in is what they're gonna charge you. So if you say that I have $10,000 worth of stuff, it might be 50 a month, and if you say you have
Oh,
$20,000 of stuff you're insuring, it might be 60. But I mean, renter's insurance is per year like $60.
yeah.
So, and I think I default to say they'll probably, if you call them, they'll tell you what to ballpark it as. You know for a fact your new computer by itself like
1,000.
is gonna be a lot of money that you need to insure. I would say overestimate because renter's insurance is just so goddamn cheap.
Well, they were saying that so with this apartment, they give you a default renter's insurance if you don't have your own. That's 14 a
Yeah.
month, but it only insures the location. It doesn't insure your stuff.
Yeah.
So
Every place has a deal with a renter's insurance company where
yeah,
they do something for you. Yeah. I wouldn't go with that one.
yeah, no,
If if anyone has insurance of any other kind, you can get multi-policy bundles where you get cheaper rates on everything.
mm-hmm.
So I know that you said for you it's a unique situation, but for Ben, for example, if he has a car insurance and he's on his own policy, he would be the one that wants to sign up with his car insurance
Yeah,
policy because it won't bring the renter's insurance lower, but it'll make it so he gets a discount on his car insurance, which is the most expensive insurance
mm-hmm.
from any company that they offer, really, unless it's homeowner,
Yeah,
then you're insuring literally like $500,000 worth of whatever.
yeah,
But he would probably want to look into that. And maybe it won't be the cheapest option overall. You guys can look into their one-off insurance companies.
mm-hmm.
Lemonade does every kind of insurance. They're usually really cheap. You can go with other big name like national brands, even if it's not one that is currently used for one of you for another reason.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe they have deals or it's just the cheap renter's insurance somehow. Renter's insurance as a whole, as it's in and of itself, is very, very cheap.
Gotcha.
So changing it, you can even experiment with it. The quote is going to go based on what you input. So you can put in 20,000, and then it might be like it might be $60 for the year, pay up front, or and then you can say, you know, what if I double it to 40,000? It's not going to double your renter's insurance
Yeah.
because the renter's insurance is going to have a liability, which is going to be you're renting the apartment complex will tell you what their minimum liability you have to get is. So
Oh.
my old place was 100,000 liability, which is
Mm-hmm.
like damages to the apartment. Let's say there's a fucking fire, the apartment has to be totally redone by this complex. They're gonna get $100,000 from insurance for it.
Gotcha.
Um, so this place, when I moved from my old place, it was 100,000. This place required 300,000, but that also didn't really change it much. It went from I think 60 a year to 72 a year,
And do you pay
and I
year or
added
do you pay
more stuff.
monthly?
I do by year. It's so
Gotcha.
cheap. I just did the year.
Mm-hmm.
My car insurance is more per month than this was for a whole year. So
Dang.
actually, no, that's not true anymore. My car insurance went down a ton because I put this address as my insurance.
Oh.
But um, but yeah, there. I mean, so yeah, so we can move on. There will be more news from the Vinny Bats move
The
extravaganza.
moving we're in the moving arc of our anime.
You gonna record it? You gonna like take some phone videos and like splice them together for your YouTube channel?
Probably
You
not. We'll
should.
see.
You should. That'd be
It's
funny.
moving day. Yeah, we'll see.
It'd be funny, especially if you get like funny movers, if you're gonna hire movers, or if you have some friends helping you.
Mm-hmm.
It could be
Well,
funny.
so
Yeah.
if I don't take this set, I probably won't hire movers. The only reason I was gonna hire movers is because, like I said, this thing is long as frick, and my stairs go down, and then it's just like the tightest corner ever that leads to another wall that I just feel like would be very hard for amateurs. Like I think professional movers scratch the wall a little bit coming up with this thing.
Hmm.
So I would just
Yeah.
be scared to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
If you're buying new stuff and you're just gonna buy it and basically get it delivered to the new place, which I recommend you do. I would recommend, and then we'll move on. My recommendation would be from moving a couple of times. It's so much easier. It would be better to live with enough, like to sleep in a sleeping bag on the floor for a couple of days
mm-hmm.
and just get everything delivered to you and you build it all on site and you without having to move it from one place to another yourself.
Yeah.
It's so much easier to do that than it is and maybe like slightly inconvenient, but it's so much easier to do that than move all your shit. It's so much easier.
Yeah.
I mean, I would definitely contemplate abandoning shit in an apartment They know people do that though.
Mm,
They have clauses that say if any when you clean out your apartment, if there's anything left, we charge you to your security deposit the cost of cleaning the apartment out for you.
mm-hmm. What's an
So
average security deposit?
first month's rent, like
Really?
1 month's rent,
And
one
I must
maybe
be getting a
somewhere between
weird
one to
deal or
two,
something. My
somewhere between
security
one to
deposit.
two.
Okay, so monthly rent is like 19 something. Um, my my security deposit is $400.
That wasn't just like the holding fee for that apartment.
No, like, cause so she said that you have to pay. Like, she was giving me a list of like payments for like are that are due on move-in day, and she was like, well, you need to pay a prorated May rent because you're moving in the 22nd, so you got to pay the rest of May. You got to pay like the prorated pest control fee, which is like $1. You got to pay it's a one-time fee of like the amenities for like
Yeah, your
yeah, so
pool
like it's like
maintenance, gym
175
maintenance.
one time. It's not a monthly thing. And then she was like, and then your security deposit, which when I filled out the application, it said pending. And then I was like, well, is it still pending or could you give me a number? And she was like, I think it'd be a flat 400.
Yeah, it might just be a different kind of policy there, but in Jersey, for the most part, it's anywhere from half month's rent, I guess I would say, to 2 months rent. So it's either gonna be like half, 1 month's rent, 1.5 months rent, 2 months rent.
No, and I think that's more standard because my dad's been having like issues with his apartment because they like suck or something. I was like, well, why don't you just move? And he's like, I don't have like $6,000 to spend on a security deposit. I have the money for rent,
Yeah,
just not for the security deposit.
yeah,
And so I
because
think that's more standard. Yeah.
you pay like first and last month's rent sometimes at some places also.
Mm-hmm.
So we did that here. So we had to get like authorized bank checks, two different ones, one for the first and last month's rent kind of combined, or like for the 1 month's rent maybe, and then one for the security deposit. I'm trying to remember how much each was. I think the security deposit one was about the same as the rent.
Mm.
Because I think it was first month's rent, and we moved in the middle of the month, so it was prorated, so we missed out like on a week, so it was cheaper. And I think the security deposit was just a full month's rent.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, she was like, um, I think it's like that stuff is more instead of like being the fee, it's more so like if you don't have that money, you don't get approved. Because we were talking about like getting approved and stuff, and she was like, well, you need to be before taxes making 3 times the rent combined. So I think it's like they just see your check and instead of charging you, like, cause I had to put like pay stubs for the application, so I'm sure they just like look at that instead, and instead of being like, we're gonna take this money from you right now, they just know that you have the money and they make the security deposit lower. Would be my guess.
hmm yeah. I remember. I don't think I've put in. Maybe I have put in bank or deposit stubs and whatever. But I think most places in Jersey just ask you what your salary is,
Oh,
and then whatever you put in, they just assume is fine.
yeah. Um. But yeah, finally we're done with this segment.
Yeah, until next week
Yeah,
when we'll
until I
talk
have
more
more
about
news.
it.
50 minutes in. Um.
Holy shit!
Yeah. So real
So we want to
quick.
do anime news next,
Yeah.
right?
So real quick, I think there's just been a bunch of anime news that a
Well,
little
spring
quick.
anime lineup's probably announced, right? Is that what
Yeah.
happened? I
Or
feel
no,
like
it
that's
was
what happened.
Anime Japan 2023. So it was just like it's
Ah,
not like Crunchyroll stuff. It's just like this is just general anime announcements. Um. So lightning round. I'm just gonna say stuff that I know. There's way more announcements on here that I don't know the series is, but yeah. So ReZero season 3 got announced. That is a fun
I've heard
show.
that's amazing.
I've never
I have
watched,
to
or I
watch
didn't
it.
finish season 2, but I liked what I saw previously. I'll go back to watching it one day. So that got a season 3 announced. My Hero season 7 got announced. They showed this isn't spoilers because it was in the trailer. They showed the number one hero from the US, which if you read the manga, you know that arc. So
Yeah,
I assume yeah.
shocking announcement. I thought it was done. I thought the series was going to be canceled. Yeah.
um there's a show called To Be Hero X, which was revealed by Aniplex. It looks kind of cool. I like the title. I like the trailer that I saw. That's cool. Oh wait, apparently it's a follow up of an original series and a sequel to Be Heroine. That's cool. I think it's like a Chinese anime based on the names that I'm seeing.
Mm.
Um, Trigun Stampede is entering the final phase, which is cool.
Which is basically season 2.
Yeah.
Season 1 just finished.
Yeah.
12 episodes.
Blue Lock is getting a season 2 and a movie, which I need to watch this show because
Yeah, we were just talking about this before we started recording. How we gotta. This one's really
every
popular, and we
like
gotta watch.
I've seen clips on Twitter that the animation just gives me the chills. I've watched them muted.
Yeah, I've seen like one clip that was like that. I think Vince is
Yeah.
gonna pause this.
All right, I'm unpaused. Oh frick! Now I'm unpaused.
Okay, I can't remember what was the last thing I said before pause.
Uh, we're both talking about Blue Lock, and I said that sometimes I see the animation and it gives me the chills.
Oh yeah, I've seen like one scene from it, and it did look. It was like the two rivals
Like it looks, people like to
locking eyes or
praise
something.
Haikyuu for its animation. I honestly think this may look better than Haikyuu from what I've seen.
I mean,
But
it's newer.
yeah,
It's going with newer tech and stuff. So yeah.
yeah. Spy X Family season 2 premieres in October this year, and there is a movie coming in 2023. The movie was announced previously, but I don't know if there was a date for December. But yeah, so that's cool. There's a show that I've heard about from a couple different people called Jobless Reincarnation. I've seen it on Hulu,
Yeah,
and I've heard it's
I've
very
heard really
good.
good things about that.
That has
Yeah.
season 2 announced. For July, or maybe not announced, but a date for July. There is Jujutsu Kaisen got a trailer for season 2, which is, I think they've already said it's going to be the Gojo past arc, and it's going to be Shibuya Invasion or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Which, and also Megumi's dad has Dio's voice actor from JoJo, and he's a great voice actor, so I'm very excited about that. So that should be cool. What else was announced? Let's see. Apparently, there's gonna be a Sailor Moon movie. I thought that was done.
I just saw this. I just saw that.
The sequel series for Seven Deadly Sins, called Seven Deadly Sins: Four Nights of the Apocalypse, is gonna premiere in October. Devil is a Part-Timer season 3, July 2023, which you've watched for season 2. I have, and I loved season 1, but never saw
Season 2
season
was
2.
not as good.
Yeah.
Wasn't as good, which is very unfortunate.
Um, Doctor Stone's coming out soon. We knew about that.
That is probably what I'm most excited for of anything they could possibly announce.
Goblin
Honestly.
Slayer, Goblin Slayer season 2 is coming out this year, which I've heard very good things about season 1. I've just heard that season 1 little inappropriate. Some bad things happening in episode 1.
Well, that's what pisses the main MC off, I think.
Yeah. There's this manga that I kept seeing on the Shonen Jump app that I never watched or that I never read, but I've seen it a bunch, called Undead Unluck. That's getting an anime. I think
Okay.
it's about some dude who can't die and wants to die, and then some spirit or something, or maybe it's the opposite. I don't know, but it's like one person's dead, one person's not. I think, I don't know.
Undead Unluck.
Yeah.
Luck. All
Mhm.
right. I'm gonna look into that. I feel like I have seen one thing about this. For some reason, the name sounds familiar, but I haven't seen anything about it.
Oh my god, I thought Goku's voice actress just died. I just saw Goku's legendary voice actor Masako Nozawa, and then I thought it was gonna say dies, but it said gets own Nendoroid, which is like a figure or whatever. That scared the frick out of me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it. I'm surprised that there was no official. Maybe there is already, and that's why there wasn't. But I don't think that there's been an official month on Attack on Titan's second or like final thing. The
Mm-hmm.
like 1 hour thing. I don't know if there's been a date for that announced yet. But yeah, that was not announced yesterday either. But yeah, so that's all the big stuff. Like I said, there's many more series that I skipped on this list that I'm unfamiliar with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to look at the list after this.
Yeah.
And just see if there's something else that jumps out to me. Because I see like ranker lists and other
Mm-hmm.
shit on Facebook and Instagram and other media. And sometimes if the name I see it over and over again enough, I'll actually look into the series and realize that I should have actually looked it up sooner.
Yeah.
I've been on an anime kick too. The train gives me a lot of
Oh,
time. I'm halfway through season 6 of My Hero finally, I think.
I am on an anime kick, but not really, because I was doing a JoJo rewatch from parts 1 through 5, and I finally finished that. I've been on it for months just because like I don't have enough time. But I finally got to part 6, which is the last one so far. Which also like spoilers for part 6. It's been over for a long time. I haven't finished it, so I don't know truly what happens. I'm just pretty sure the universe explodes at the end of part 6 or something, and that's why from part 7 on, it's like a new family tree and a new universe or something. So I wanted to do a rewatch of parts 1 through 5 before I watch part 6, just to get full closure on it. And Jolene is a great JoJo so far. She's one of my favorites. I think her power's cool. Cool characters, cool cast. I'm a fan so far. But basically, I've only been watching that. So once I finish that, I'll probably, I don't know, go back to One Piece because I'm very behind on One Piece, anime at least. And then I'll probably start something new. I haven't even started My Hero 6. I need to watch
I'll
the
probably
OVA.
finish it by the time you're on it.
Yeah, I need to watch the OVA for Dr. Stone as well.
I also need to watch that. I don't know why I haven't. That I guess I'll probably end up watching that right before.
Yeah, that's probably what I'll do as well.
Right before season 3, because it leads directly into it. So
I think I need to watch still frickin' what's that one show? Spy X Family. I think I watched the first because they split up season 1. They always fucking do this shit. Split up season 1 into part 1 and then part 2. And I think I saw like 2 episodes of part 2 or something. I love the show. I think it's freaking incredible.
I'm around the same spot, I think. I might be a little bit further into part 2 than that.
No, because I think the last episode that's we share Crunchyroll for anyone who doesn't know. The last episode that's watched on the Crunchyroll is the last one that I saw, I think. So either we're coincidentally on the same episode, or
yeah, I'll have to go back and look. But I mean, we made it. We definitely got at least 12 in. 12 was the first half. We're definitely close.
Yeah.
If I'm an episode behind or something, we're really
I'm
close
on episode the last one I saw was episode 16.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look. I just have to watch it also. I want to just get back on it.
It's awesome what I literally saw the first 12 episodes in a single day. I thought it was so good. But yeah, so a bunch of stuff I need to watch that I'm very excited for. Also, not slight tangent, but slight tangent, I guess. Did you read One Piece today?
I did not yet.
Okay,
I was planning on it beforehand.
It was crazy. So we won't talk about it, but there's something that happened in that chapter that's just like, wow, insane.
Okay. You can just tell me what it is.
Okay, basically,
I'll read it soon.
So, spoilers for the 326 issue of One Piece. So Kid and Shanks start to fight finally after like chapters and chapters of tension, and he literally like it is a one shot. There is a one panel of one hit from Shanks, and their entire ship goes down. The narrator's like, the Kid pirates are obliterated, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like insane.
Shanks is crazy powerful. We just have no idea, like exactly what he can do.
Yeah.
I know his hockey is the strongest.
That's he literally jumped from his ship to Kid's ship because Kid was like charging up a move, and he didn't even let him get the move off. Just one shot.
Yeah. Why would you let someone get a move off?
Yeah, I mean it's smart because all these freaking dumb anime people are naming their moves before they get them off, and
yeah,
everyone just lets them do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's all the anime news that I got and the One Piece stuff. Real quick, very unfortunate news. This week Lance Reddick, who was an amazing actor, died at age 60.
Yeah, I haven't watched it, but he was a big part of The Wire, which is probably like his really most popular show.
Huge part of Destiny that I didn't even know until.
Apparently, more stuff he did. He recorded more stuff for Destiny 2, and
that's
still to come.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's a big part of Horizon. He was Silence. I read that he's also like all his DLC was done. Obviously, we saw his Twitter post about it, like episode 4 or whatever of the podcast. So they definitely finished that a while ago. At least all the voice acting for it. So he'll be in that. And the thing is, repercussions here. I mean, he was in The Fringe. He was in a lot of it. He was in John Wick as the concierge.
I just rewatched 1 yesterday. Great movie. I'm gonna rewatch before I go see 4. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen 4 yet.
It just came out yesterday.
I plan on
I
seeing it in
think.
theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Friday.
Oh yeah. One of
Isn't
my
today
friends was
Sunday?
like, yeah, it is Friday.
What
Or
is
it is
today?
Sunday. It is Sunday.
Yeah.
One of my friends was like, go see it in theaters, go see it in IMAX. It is worth the cinematography. So I'm probably gonna do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. But he was in that. I saw articles saying he was like he really loved that role. Even though he was just he wasn't one of the action
Mm-hmm.
guys in it. As far maybe he becomes it. I think in 3 he does it a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, like repercussions for some of these series. John Wick. I've been reading things that say Keanu and the director are kind of taking a pause from the series after 4.
Yeah, because the ballerina's coming out with Anna de Armas, and
Yeah,
that's that in the universe.
yeah, and maybe
So
it'll start its own thing, and then eventually Keanu will come back, and they'll do either he'll be a big part of one of the ballerinas, or they'll probably honestly do the bigger name John Wick 5
mm-hmm.
and have Anna de Armas be a bigger part of it. Um, so for that series, not it's not going to be a big impact for Horizon. Gonna he he's in the DLC unless they planned on killing him off in the DLC.
Yeah.
He was probably going to be a part of 3. So um, they'll have to recast. I hope that they do a sound alike though, and just leave the character model the same and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they change actors, they're gonna feel obligated to change the character model to fit the actor more
Yeah.
probably. Um, like the kind of like what they did with Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And I like Silence. I like his look. I like his sound. Obviously, I mean Lance Reddick was fantastic. He iconic voice. If he had a role, you knew it was him.
Yeah.
You could tell right away, no matter what medium it was. If it was an anime, it's like the guy who's the voice actor for that we were talking about from Jujutsu Kaisen, the businessman guy.
Oh, Nanami. I don't know his voice acting
Nanami,
name, but
yeah.
yeah.
His voice actor, it's iconic. I mean, if he's voicing a character, you know who
Yeah.
it is.
I
You're
was
like, that's
literally
Nanami's voice actor.
the first time I watched JoJo Part 5, I didn't even notice, and then I watched Jujutsu Kaisen, loved the character, rewatched Part 5, and I was like, that's not me. He's
Yeah.
like a
And
minor
he's also
one-off
in
villain.
yeah, he's in Tower of God as one of the proctors for one of the trials/exams, the water one, where he creates the water wall
Mm-hmm.
to trap everyone, and the main protagonist guy just isn't even hit by it.
Yeah.
Um, he's that, and he's continued that character continues and stuff, so he'll be in it more. But and for Lance Reddick, I mean, I just
Oh,
everything that he did,
Zeus and
he
and
and
Percy Jackson, he's still to come
I
out.
don't, yeah, and that finished wrapping. Honestly, Zeus probably doesn't have a big part. He probably finished his stuff months ago. But I hope that they don't try to do like a recast to keep it consistent between seasons. I would want his part. When an actor ends up dying, I think that they tend to leave them in. They tend
Yeah.
to write them in and leave them in. It's kind of like oh my god, 10 Things I Hate About You,
Never seen it.
the Joker, the Joker.
Heath Ledger.
Yes, Heath Ledger. It's like Heath Ledger in his last role. They left in his parts that he had already filmed, and then they just had him become like a shapeshifter, and they had all of his like best friends in Hollywood come in and do that
Mm,
character also, and he just changed from character to character to pay homage
that's cool.
to him. So I would hope that the god shapeshift, he can look like whatever the fuck he wants. So leave him into season 1, season 2 and beyond, change the actor.
And literally,
Obviously that
like,
is required.
I don't even think, other than like an unfortunate, like in loving memory of, I don't even think it needs to be addressed. Everyone knows that. Like, no one needs to be like, oh, you look different. We all know that gods
Yeah.
can shapeshift. Like, I think literally season 2 just can be a different dude, and it can be fine based on just that.
Honestly, recast some of them.
Yeah.
Do multiple of them as recast. Let them, or maybe not recast, but cast an alternate actor and then have them shapeshift back and forth to
Mm-hmm.
make it more believable and okay,
Yeah.
and just fit more into the universe if you want. Zeus as the head honcho is lazy and doesn't want to change very often. He changes once every. You could just change him every season
Yeah.
for the show. Like just keep casting a different actor. Sean Bean played him in the movie. Bring him back. I don't care. Sean Bean can be in anything also. So yeah, it's just a shame. He's a major loss for, I mean, basically everything, for animation, for his voice, for gaming, for his voice, and for just acting.
Yeah.
Just for big and small screen. He was in TV shows and he was in big movies.
Yeah.
He
I
was
saw it and I just
ubiquitous
was
across everything.
jaw dropped when I saw that news on Twitter.
He was only 60,
Yeah.
and it's like natural causes,
Mm.
which is crazy in today's world. For someone in Hollywood who has all the money that they could possibly need to take care of themselves health wise.
Yeah. Um, and the other news that also made
Actor
my
news.
jaw drop is Jonathan Majors was arrested for potential like I don't want to word this wrong. Hang on, I'm gonna look up.
It was harassment, assault, and strangulation, I think.
Yeah. Um, arrested in New York after police called in domestic dispute. But yeah, what you said, it was
A
strangulation,
30-year-old
assault.
woman,
Yeah,
30-year-old woman called and was the purported victim.
yeah.
They arrested Jonathan Majors. So we don't. This literally happened yesterday. So this might be the first time it's ever you heard it here first. Which you're listening to the wrong fucking podcast. Okay, you heard it here eventually. If you heard this news first, go watch something else first, and then come
Mm-hmm.
back here and listen to
Yes,
the rest of
sir.
this.
We could be
We did.
wrong by the time
That
any of
is.
this comes out, like, or by the time
It
this
could have been
podcast
cleared,
comes
or
out. But yeah, like,
yeah.
I just saw a tweet today, which obviously, I think I need to preface I can speak on probably both of us that like yes believe the victims 100%. I think until this gets cleared, it's probably I think that one of the better stances to take is like obviously you don't want to like cancel someone yet because we don't have all the information. So I think it's like don't cancel him, but also believe the victim. I think that's
Yeah.
very important. So
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
obviously like his team is gonna be like, oh, he didn't do it, he's innocent, blah blah blah. They did say something that's like a little strange in terms of like um why would they say this? Like I think it's easy to say, yeah, he's innocent, he didn't do it. They said today, Jonathan Lawyer's lawyer, Jonathan Major's lawyer, claims there's evidence proving he's completely innocent. So it's like
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't think you say that if unless you have like actual evidence. But we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, there's the camp is firm on it too because I heard a little snippet on the radio. One of his recent advertisements for the army or
Yeah, it was
something
pulled. I just
was
saw that.
pulled immediately.
Hmm?
Was pulled immediately because basically the canceling has begun.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, they're taking a very strong stance. Now, I mean, you think of the little possibilities, like we were talking a little bit about last night. There's always a small possibility that this woman was attacked by someone else. Jonathan Majors happened upon her, and she came to from a blackout or something, assumed he was an attacker. I mean, there's a chance that she attacked him first out of nowhere, case of mistaken identity kind of thing. I mean, he was on the scene, so you can't say that they picked him up,
Yeah.
blocks away. He fit a description. But there are small scenarios where things could happen. I mean, he's a huge 33-pound or 33-year-old, just got out of a couple of movies where he's paid to be extremely fit and know how to box. He can definitely assault somebody. Like, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if he wanted to assault somebody, that person's gonna get fucked up probably.
Yeah.
So, uh, so it's like he definitely has the physical capability of doing it, but maybe there could be if he was trying to restrain her or restrain other people. Maybe there were other people on the scene that fled. You know,
Mm-hmm.
there are a lot of variables that until they do a full investigation and look at the crime scene and all this other stuff. He was arrested, I think, last night.
Yeah.
Last night, so they probably are still at the crime scene now, looking like scrubbing it for evidence.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we'll see how it plays out. I mean, I think we want to talk about this more because we got to look at the repercussions of what this brings about.
Yeah.
Because I know from reading other things, Disney, as the corporation, has a no tolerance policy for arrests. So they lifted that policy once for Tim Allen because he was arrested for. I mean, I've seen his mugshot. He has the mustache. It was like some
Mm-hmm.
kind of drug charges. Robert Downey Jr. kind of snuck in because he was cast by Marvel before they were owned by Disney for the first Iron Man. Um, so you can say that he's not really an exemption. Uh, or an exception.
But here's the thing, like
Um,
let's so yeah, I've already said believe the victim. I believe that, but let's say he's completely innocent and this was a misunderstanding. I think they lift it because like yeah, he was arrested, but he didn't do it. Like you know what I mean? Like he
well, yeah,
literally did
it would be
nothing.
exonerated from his record.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about, like Tim Allen, for example, was convicted. He
Oh,
served
okay. So
time
you're
in
talking
jail.
conviction, not arresting.
Well, I think their policy is technically for arrests, like being in any kind of altercation. But I do think that yeah, they would lift the policy if he was totally exonerated because
Yeah.
then they expunge it from your record.
Yeah.
And I mean, you'll still be able to find a mugshot somewhere, but it'll probably be tied to an article that says totally innocent or cleared of all charges, kind of thing.
Mm.
But they have, yeah, Disney, since they're so family focused of a company, they don't want any kind of negative impact like this. Now that they're venturing into more adult content, though, I don't know how strongly they can stand on this policy.
Yeah.
There are tons of actors that have been incarcerated.
Yeah.
Like, let's face it, there are tons of actors that you'd have to blacklist half of Hollywood at this point. Um, I mean, people have been brought to court, sued over tons of things. I don't think there's probably not an actor alive that doesn't have some sort of negative press associated with their name.
Yeah.
I mean, Christian Bale was in Thor: Love and Thunder, and he went ballistic on like a key grip on a set one day, and you would think that Disney would have a policy against that, but he's a great actor, so they kind of overlook it. The Tim Allen rule was also back at a time when they did mostly animation and totally kid friendly things.
Mhm.
So now you would think that they would lift it.
Here's
If
the
he
thing.
is convicted,
Mhm.
we got to go down. What would happen
I mean,
here?
I
I
think
mean,
okay. Let's say they're not moving forward with him. You have to recast him at this point. Like I think Kang is too big of a villain. Like he is the next Thanos. These next like let's say it's 3 phases for this saga. He is the villain of these next 2 more phases because we're done with phase 4.
mhm. Yeah,
Um,
whatever they call the first three phases collectively, he is
yeah.
the next one for
Well, so
that.
that was the
Into
Infinity Saga. This is the multiverse saga.
Yeah,
So
so he's this saga's
yeah.
big bad.
So it's
Yeah.
like there is no way, I think, that they prematurely end him and someone else, unless they well, no, because I think you because I was gonna say maybe like Galactus or something, but I think Galactus would be villain of the next saga when you start introducing X-Men and stuff.
And Fantastic Four,
Yeah,
who are big,
yeah.
who are
So
tied to him. Yeah.
I think like yeah, you just recast him and you don't change the story because Kevin Feige probably has the rest of this phase planned out, if we're being honest, at least in terms of like this person dies here, this movie is gonna do this for overall Marvel changes. Probably most of this saga is written out already,
Mhm.
and to change it over an arrest, I don't think is gonna happen. So I think their only two choices are either keep him in or recast him. Like I don't think anything else
Yeah,
changes.
the character itself. The thing is, they've definitely already filmed all of Loki too.
Yeah,
So if they recast, they have to leave that in, and that would be airing like when this news is
yeah.
happening,
So
which would
I
be
think
a big impact on the Disney brand, probably.
so. Yeah, they definitely let's see when Loki. I don't know if there's an air. The second season
I think
consisting
they
of
have a
6
date.
episodes. No, it just says it is expected to be released in mid 2023 as part of Phase 5. So let's say
Okay.
mid. Let's give them benefit of the doubt. April to July. So and probably not April because I feel like it would have been announced by now. Let's say like May to August.
Yeah, I would say mid would be April to September because if you go by quarters, right, it's the
Yeah.
Q2 and Q3 of the year.
Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, let's say if months 4 through 9. We're currently about to hit month 4. They need to decide very quickly. Like I don't think that there's a scenario where you air him still as Loki season 2 and then recast him for the future. I think if he's going to be recasted, you refilm Loki season
Yeah.
2.
And depending on how involved he is, which it seems based on the post-credit scene of Ant-Man, he would be a big part.
Yeah.
Uh, like they're basically hunting down his variants, is what I took that as.
Yeah.
Um, you would need to refilm a lot, and I think it would. If they end up recasting, I think Loki gets delayed. I
Oh
think they
yeah.
push a lot of the projects back.
Mhm.
So you might have a Marvel drought, which hey, based on some people having superhero fatigue, and maybe that works in your favor.
But
You
also
know,
like let's think of the next 2 movies. It's Guardians and it's the Marvels. I don't think at least like in barring post credit scenes, I don't think he's too big in
yeah,
those.
no, I wouldn't think so. Maybe the
So
Marvels,
yeah,
I could see them running into him, but again, not as the main
so I don't
villain
think those
of
would
the
be
movie.
delayed, and I don't think anything would happen in Loki to directly affect those 2 movies. So I think those 2 movies would be potentially fine.
Hmm.
But Loki could definitely affect something in the future that would be delayed because this was delayed. So we'll have to see. I imagine we'll hear very soon. But then again, it's like if the investigation's still going on, you don't want to make a decision very soon. Like you don't want to be like, oh yeah, he's
Hmm.
done as Marvel, because then let's say he is cleared, you don't want to.
Then you have a lot of bad press about
Yeah,
hiring an actor over something that they didn't do. You
exactly.
know,
So I
yeah.
think definitely a middle ground. I think by the time I moved, we will hear news.
I
That's 2
I
months.
imagine they're either going to move forward with pressing charges or the charges will be dropped based on the findings of the detectives and other investigators. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I imagine that Jonathan Major's team has private investigators who are already going and people who are lobbying
Yeah. It's
for
just
his release.
it's just because, yeah, I think no matter what, obviously your team is going to be like, yeah, he didn't do it. He didn't do it. He didn't do it. But yeah, to say like, because here's another quote. He's done nothing wrong. We look forward to clearing his name and clearing this up. To say that, to say, oh, we have evidence that makes him completely innocent.
That part, yeah, is definitely a heavier hitter. You
Yeah.
have evidence that exonerates him already. Yeah. Which it could honestly be, if it's one of the scenarios, one of the small chance scenarios, it could be things to his cell phone
Mm-hmm.
that show that he wasn't actually at the location at the time that these injuries were given. Because you can time injuries. You know
Yeah.
how long it takes for skin to bruise. You know how long it takes for certain injuries to surface, and you can age them.
Yeah.
So they could use that to exonerate him if it really was someone else who ended up giving this woman these markings and who may have attacked her or whatever.
Yeah. Because yeah, this woman was injured. It's not like someone's lying about being injured at all. Like there are reports that she was at the hospital. Blah blah blah. Like this did happen. It's just we don't know necessarily yet what transpired there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just crazy. Like he was for months like the high of Hollywood. He was in
Yeah.
He was in Loki season 1. He was in Ant-Man Quantumania. He was in Creed 3. All like,
And he's killing it. He
yeah,
was killing it in those roles. Like he was a draw. He was a great addition to those series.
yeah. So we will just have to wait and see. We will update as we, because we're drama alert. We're like Keemstar. We just report on the news.
Yeah. That's right.
So yeah, we will exactly like Keemstar.
Hey, maybe we'll start. I mean, I really gotta get off my shit. Maybe we'll just start when news comes out, retweeting Twitter.
Yeah, there you go.
Like actually making use of social media and stuff.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think the other 2 topic points will move on to the next time because we're at an hour 15 right now.
Yeah, we'll save them for next time.
Yep. So yeah.
Maybe by then it'll change from Dragon recommendation to convince me.
Yeah. What season are you on? Out of what seasons?
I thought there were only 2, but there are actually 4. So I mean, I'll just say the show's name. It's fine. The show is New Amsterdam. It's been pimped by Netflix to me a ton, and I finally caved and watched it one night.
Mm-hmm.
And then my girlfriend came into the room when I was on episode, I think 4, and was like, "Well, what is this show? I want to watch this." And she was leaving for 10 days after she said that. So I watched up to episode 7. We're on episode 14 or 15 of season 1. Then there are 4 seasons.
Gotcha.
But yeah, more on that next week.
Yeah, so,
I will definitely have watched more by then.
Yeah.
So
we'll look forward to that. Thanks everyone for listening or watching, depending on where you're listening or watching. Great intro, great outro.
Yeah.
You didn't hear it here first.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
That's like the equivalent. That's the equivalent. Bye.
You didn't hear it here first. You didn't hear it here last. You heard it here. ... Pause. Eventually.